All right, sleuths, so there's been some bombshell clues that are making the rounds that will paint a clearer picture of what may have happened to Jay Slater as Ayub's own friend comes out of the woodwork and blows his cover. So hold on to your horses, or in my case, your corgis. Like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell, and justice for Jay, and let's investigate. First things first, I wanted to start off my video with an insane clue that was a demand for money for Jay in the amount of 30,000 pounds. This chilling clue on the left here was a leak in the first week of the Jay Slater case. Thank you to all those who sent this in to me. And at first, I didn't think much of it and possibly thought it wasn't real, until I realized the background was of a boat. So this message translates to, quote, "I want that bag, Lucy. This is not a trap. The boat is somewhere hidden. He is moored, and we visit him daily to check on him and feed him," end quote. I found it interesting that the leak coincided with the deleted post in Rachel's group that Lucy helped moderate. The person who wrote this now deleted post revealed that they worked with Lucy for Ayub as a substance runner, and that Lucy allegedly got Jay involved in this business. Jay, while he was working for these dealers, lost a bag and owed a ton of money in the amount of 30,000 pounds. Sleuths took a closer look at the Maruba boat because it disappeared the same day and time Jay went missing. And just having a closer look at this clue, I do see similarities between the message sent to Debbie and the image of the Maruba boat, because I see blue paint here on the steps and I see blue paint here as well. So I'm wondering if it's the same blue paint. The Daily Mail published an article on July 12th talking about the Maruba boat in the case, but the clue demanding money I just showed you allegedly came out a couple days after Jay disappeared on June 17th. So the message was sent to Debbie around June 19th before trolls had her personal number. So sleuths have discovered that a boat named Maruba disappeared at 8:56 a.m., like 6 minutes after Jay's phone last pinged. Then it turned off its signals and disappeared for a couple days and turned its signals back on and ended up here in La Palma. Then it turned off its signals again for another couple days and turned them back on in La Gomera. Strangely, it stayed there for a bit, and then on June 27th, the same day it was alleged Debbie took out funds from her GoFundMe, it made its journey back to Tenerife, where a local says they saw the boat link up with another boat in the middle of the night, and then that other boat took off to the location where Jay's body was found. So one has to wonder if Debbie paid off that demand to get her son's body back. And then finally, its final destination was in West Africa, what looks like to be Morocco, where the insider said that Jay and Lucy's bosses were from, and this boat hasn't been seen for 74 days. Many sleuths believe that this Snapchat of Jay stealing a watch was a red herring to throw off investigators, and it was allegedly staged by his friends Lucy and Brad to show that Jay was still alive and making his way back to this BnB to potentially sell a watch, and it was like the perfect alibi, but really Jay never made it to that BnB, at least alive. And some sleuths actually say that they could see Lucy in the reflection of the Snapchat wearing the exact same outfit she was seen out in that night Jay disappeared. And at the bottom here, they say they can see Brad in the reflection of Jay's sunglasses in this snap. And get this, sleuths have dug up that the owner of the boat passed away a month before Jay went missing. You can see that Doran photographed the Maruba, and a person with the same first and last name that I blurred out for privacy reasons passed away a month before Jay disappeared. So Gabby thinks someone had to be watching this boat for months to realize it was unoccupied and was the perfect target to be stolen. So who could that be? Who lived in Tenerife? More on that in a bit. In the audio leak of Ayub with allegedly Jay laughing at Rocky when they pulled into the mask of BnB to get out and Rocky was still asleep, WaxUnfiltered, who, by the way, please go subscribe to him, believes that they hear chains from a boat.
Two bottles there. Headshot. It looks like someone's done it. This is awesome.
Did you guys hear that? Now I want you to forget everything that they actually said, because nothing in that is irrelevant. I don't even think it's Jay talking. But what I did hear is chains. Did anyone hear it? Why were there chains in the background? I mean, chains. Did people not hear that? There were chains, like dog chains or chains. Why were there chains there? Allegedly, a boat was stolen. Would chains be found on a boat? Perhaps. The most important and significant part of that audio is the sounds of chains. If they was laughing at Rocky getting out of the car or laughing at Rocky sleeping in the car, why was there chains?
And CCTV footage from the marina appears to show a gang of men carrying white boxes onto a boat that some sleuths say are boxes to hold organs. So sleuths right now are wondering if Jay had the same fate as Mike Mansold, and if Jay's organs were sold to pay back this debt that he owed for losing a bag. Because a secret room at the Masca BnB that Ayub allegedly hosted with Jay the night Jay went missing is giving sleuths pause. So thank you so much to David Morris for emailing me this one. This room was never before seen, or at least I have never seen it. And it appears to show ropes dangling from the walls as well as hooks. Like, are people being like chained up here? But even more shockingly, a cross with a body that has no head on it. Sleuths have always said that this BnB was run by the mafia. So is this where they did the work of removing organs? Like, is this the reason why Ayub booked this BnB only hours before he went there? I don't think Jay ever made it to this BnB alive, but maybe it's possible that he was taken here and met with this sort of end. Debbie, in her interview with The Sun, says parts of Jay are still missing in Tenerife.
They've got things that they've kept for the post-mortem in Tenerife that we're still going to have to arrange for repatriation again.
And Jay's mother was allegedly told, quote, "We do not advise her to see Jay because there are remains still missing," end quote. And now for the bombshell you've all been waiting for. Ayub's friend came out of the woodwork to reveal a shocking clue. Just listen to this clip from Lola on TikTok.
I had actually just come back from Tenerife. I took my son to Tenerife for May half term, which was actually at the beginning of June. So I think that's why I was so invested or so interested in the case when I first heard it, on the news. So I actually contacted a guy who I know who happens to live out in Tenerife, just a guy that I know vaguely through a friend of a friend. His name's Ayub. And I contacted him to ask about it and just to be like, wow, like, have you heard about this case in Tenerife? Like, what's going on? And to my absolute shock, Ayub told me that he was one of the 2 British men whose villa Jay had left that morning. The people at the center of this whole entire thing.
All right, so in case you didn't catch that.
So I actually contacted a guy who I know who happens to live out in Tenerife.
She just said her friend Ayub lives out in Tenerife. So just to recap, Ayub, 24 hours after Jay went missing, flew back to the UK when his home is allegedly in Tenerife. So does that mean he went on the run to avoid further questioning from authorities? And why did he try to keep this connection that he lived in Tenerife a secret? But more importantly, why would he book a BnB allegedly hours before he stayed there when he had a place of his own on the island? I mean, we just saw what the BnB was trying to hide, that sketchy room that looked like people were possibly being held there. And was this BnB then used for more nefarious purposes with that secret room in the back? And did they take Jay by boat? Because we learned that Ayub has a secret connection to boats on the island. And this was discovered again by the amazing 1111 True Crime on YouTube, saying that Ayub admits himself he didn't attend the energy raid because he didn't like the music. And instead, Ayub opted to attend a party with a rapper named Big Narsty, potentially revealing his connection to, you guessed it, boats. This is 1111 True Crime reading the agenda from this party.
Join us and party with none other than Big Narsty and the BDL Hit Squad. Get ready for this little part. For a truly luxurious touch, opt for the limited jacuzzi package add-on to join us for a private pre-party experience, quote, with breathtaking views over the ocean. Over the ocean. He's rapping. He's a rapper. What do? They get on the boat party. Are you seeing the name of this right here? They have boat parties, see? That's their main, they get it. Here's one here. I can share the volume with you, I think.
1 2 1 2 1 2. Hey, what I'm saying? I've been sitting on a speaker.
They're on a boat.
So you kind of have to wonder if this gang of men is potentially linked to that party, because it shows that they know how to drive a boat. So now with Ayub's friend exposing him and telling us the truth and showing that he actually lives on the island of Tenerife, I really have to wonder if this information means that they fled the country to avoid being further questioned. Because why wouldn't you just stay there in Tenerife if you live there? You obviously are trying to escape the country, in my opinion. So, guys, I think we are one step closer to achieving justice for Jay, and hopefully this information will be used to reopen this case. Please sign the change.org petition in the comments below for Warren, because poor Warren just did that video where he doesn't even believe this narrative. And truthfully, I don't even believe Jay ever made it to that mask of BnB. So, guys, I have so much more information coming out. Don't forget to sound off in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe here, right above Miss Gabby, who is tapped out right now. She is the best private investigator on all YouTube. She works so hard for treats, so she deserves all the naps she can get. And by the way, she has just come out of heat today, so the boys are calming down, and I can finally sleep. This story was inspired by all the emails I have received, so please keep sending them at josephmorriscontact@gmail.com if you have any new and interesting leads. And let's roll the outro. Bye, guys.